Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here again with another review video for you all, so let's get straight into it. I'm going to be just walking through my thoughts on the Peloton bike, so let's get straight into it. I will be talking particularly about the Peloton Bike Plus, which is the one I have. I will insert footage here of the bike and some of the functionality that it has, and I will just talk through my thoughts about it. So just a little bit of information about the bike first. So the bike that I purchased over a year ago now, that I've tried and tested for over a year, is the Peloton Bike Plus. Now the Bike Plus is a bike from Peloton which comes with a rotating screen. So there is the Peloton bike, the regular bike, which has the digital screen, however it doesn't rotate. And the Bike Plus is one where the screen can be rotated and you're able to do sort of floor workouts, mat workouts, and different kind of programs, you know, using the space in your house or wherever you may have your bike. So just some quick things about the bike. I bought the Peloton Bike Starter Package, Bike Plus Starter Package. It was around the 2000 mark. I want to say 2200, 2100. It does depend on what accessories you purchase with it. So I bought some weights, I bought the mat, I also got the Peloton cleats, so the shoes that you use with the bike. And I think that was it. And in terms of the actual setup of the bike, it is apparently a footprint of 120 centimeters by 60. Apparently they say it's smaller than a yoga mat in terms of the dimensions of it. I'm not too sure about that, but you know, the actual footprint is 120 by 60. The screen is a fully digital screen. It apparently, I think it is 22 inches. Don't quote me on that. It might be slightly bigger, but it is quite a large screen, fully rotatable. And also there is the resistance sort of functionality, which can be automated and linked up to whatever it is you're seeing on the screen, which I think is genius. It comes fully installed by the Peloton engineers. They come into your home or wherever you want the bike and they fully set it up, so you don't have to worry about sort of dragging and moving and lifting the bike by yourself. You literally just tell them where you want to place it and they will install it for you, and it's honestly ready to go, which I thought was great. It is a very heavy piece of kit. I have had to move it with some help over the past year or so, because we've renovated and done a few bits inside the house, so we had to move the bike. It's a very strong, sturdy, high quality piece of kit. It's even better than some of the kit that you see in gyms. So yeah, I think that covers kind of the bike, and I will talk through a bit of the functionality that it offers. So you're essentially able to do a wide range of things. So of course you have the bike, you know, you can do the standard biking classes, the cycling classes, and you have a sort of a program or a schedule of all the different cycling workouts you're able to do, which is fantastic. There are over there's thousands probably. There are also programs which you can sort of click through onto and sign up. Well, it's not really a sign up process, but kind of commit to them, and then there are a fixed period of time, so 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 1 week, and there's a range of them. So you have things from like kickboxing, Pilates, strength workouts, boot camp kind of style workouts that you can do on the mat or on the, you know, using a floor space by rotating your screen and doing those. And as you can see, I've done many of those. I have done sort of Pilates, I've done the sort of boot camp style, the strength workout, I've done the arm workouts. Shout out to Arms with Tunde, that was one of my favorite programs. But as you can see, there's loads and loads of programs that you can sign up to, you know, from strength to HIIT to cardio to, Pilates, yoga, that kind of thing. So a real nice range of workouts. The other thing to say is that they have a live schedule of classes as well. So on any given day, you can click onto the schedule and you will see sort of the schedule of different classes going on. So, maybe at 9 a.m. there's a cycling class with X person. At 10 a.m. there's X class with X person, which focuses on X kind of activity. So there's a range of classes. So on the bike, in terms of cycling classes, you can do many different types. My personal ones are the R&B classes, the Latino classes, and the sort of reggaeton classes. I love them. They're just like my vibe. Sometimes they're in Spanish, sometimes in English, and they are literally the best. Hundreds and hundreds of classes available, and having the digital screen just is great. Another thing to add is that you can create sort of your profile, and then you can go through all your past workouts, see what you've done, and when you click onto a specific workout, you also get to see the metrics associated with that workout. So you can see the different types of areas that have been targeted on your body. You get sort of a visual of that. You see the more detailed metrics. If it's like a biking class, you get to see like the cadence and that kind of thing, and where you track in terms of where you kind of should be based on that class's sort of specs. It's a very sort of intuitive and insightful platform, because you get to create your profile and you have that kind of insight available. There is also a bit of a community feel as well, so you're able to follow people and people are able to follow you and track and see kind of which classes you're joining. You can create hashtags on there and create a bit of a community. So that side of things I haven't delved into too much. But it is very nice to see that functionality available on the platform. And then the other thing I was going to mention is you're also able to create multiple user profiles on your bike. So, one for yourself, one for your partner, one for your any family member or friend that trains there in your house with you. So it is amazing because you can click onto your own profile and it's dedicated for you. And then if your flatmate or your friend or your partner who you live with then wants to use the bike, they can click on their name and then go through into their sort of interface, which is great. And then just finally, the one thing to add is you are able to connect your Apple Watch to your workouts. I think it's amazing. It tracks your heart rate and all of those great metrics. So it's a really intuitive, insightful and informative platform, which kind of you can integrate with your Apple Watch as well, which I think is really cool. I think that's it in terms of functionality. Of course, there is a lot more going on. If you just scroll through the home screen, you see there's like tons of classes, different types of things going on. A lot to explore, and I think having the bike for 1 year, I've just hit the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg with what's available, and I've pretty much dedicated myself to cycling classes and then the programs, but there is so much more going on. Another thing to add is that there is an app available as well, the Peloton app, which you have access to as part of your membership, and I will get onto the membership and costs in a moment. But you can get all the classes on your phone. So if you are away from home, you can still access classes, floor workouts, mat workouts, yoga, Pilates, etc., whatever it might be. And I have done that many a time whilst I've been away from home, and I've wanted to kind of keep my fitness going. So that is great. I will leave any links down below. I believe there is a discount code or a sort of a perk if you sign up using the link below, or you get also a free 60-day trial. So if you want to use the app and trial it out, I will leave all the links in the description box for you to check out. So do take advantage of that, because who doesn't love a freebie? Who doesn't love a free trial? And summer is approaching, we want to get fit, so do check that out. In terms of pricing, there is a membership-based structure to Peloton. So you have the upfront initial investment on the sort of cost of the bike, which is around £2,000, depending on the spec you go for. The Bike Plus is around 2K, and then depending on the accessories. And then there is the membership cost, which is the monthly sort of subscription fee which Peloton charge for the service that they provide. So I believe it's £39, but around the £40 mark. On a monthly basis, you just pay that on a rolling monthly basis. So that is that. I think I've covered off the sort of product, the cost, and how the bike sort of comes, you know. And I think let's move on to perceptions and what I've thought about it after having used it for 1 year. Overall, I want to say I'm happy with the bike. I think it was a good investment. It is very, very, very expensive. But if you think about the cost of the bike compared to what you might have been paying for the gym, I think it's worth it. So personally, for the last 7 years, I had a gym membership at Third Space in London, and it used to be once upon a time £120 a month, and just before I finished or sort of ended and closed my membership, it was around £175 per month for a gym membership. So across those 7 years, I had spent a large sum of money. I don't want to add it all up, but you can do the maths. Like, I spent well over £2,000. So for me, going for the bike, it was an economical decision. It was practical, but more so, a financial decision as well. So I ended my gym membership and I bought the bike. So do I think it's worth it economically? I think if you're paying for a gym, and you're not seeing much value from it anyway, you might as well go for the bike. Like, honestly, it kind of pays off in the long term. In terms of the bike itself and the functionality, I love it. I have phases, I have to admit. I love the cycling classes, and at the beginning I was all about spin and cycling and all of that thing. But now I'm more inclined towards the programs and the actual sort of floor workouts, if you will, if you want to call them that. So you have things like Pilates, yoga, strength workouts like boot camp, HIIT style, cardio, boxing. There's so much going on. Like you even have, I think, meditation. I want to say so much going on. So many programs you can sign up to. My favorites are sort of Pilates, arms with Tunde, and there was a strength workout boot camp which I did as well a few times on repeat. And that's the beauty of it. You can do a program once and then repeat it again, and just keep doing that, and you do see the benefits from it. I do love spin. I love the fact that you can choose your instructor, you can choose the sort of length of the class, the duration of the class, you can choose your type of music. Honestly, there's so much going on. I love that element of it. Also, just in terms of functionality of the bike, it's fully adjustable. That kind of goes without saying. So depending on your height, all these measurements, you can adjust the seat of the bike, the handlebars and everything, and it's fully sort of customizable to your body spec as well. I only have positive things to say about it. I think it is expensive, and that could be seen as a negative, but I think it's worth it. If there was any other negative, it's potentially that, there is that monthly subscription fee. So once you have the bike, you do have to subscribe to that to be able to kind of keep using the service, which, it's a cost that you commit to when you buy the bike. And if you compare the cost of that to a gym membership, it's actually, these days it's very hard to find a gym membership for £40, I must be honest. And especially if you live in London, which is where I am based, it is almost impossible unless you go to, I don't know, I think even, some of the high street gyms are not £40, they're a bit more. So I guess it depends where you live. But that being said, that can be seen as a negative, although, as I said, it's an investment, and for me it worked out financially. The other thing is there's so much choice on the platform. It can seem very overwhelming, but that is actually, that's not the worst thing. That is like great because you're spoilt for choice, sometimes too much choice, but it's what you pay for. You get all these options, and it's up to you to decide how to navigate that and what to choose, and what works for you, and go for what works for you. One thing that I have to say though, it is a bulky piece of kit. So although they say the footprint is tiny and it's marketed like that, it does take some space. So if you don't have space, I personally wouldn't recommend it. I think the Bike Plus, the whole purpose of Bike Plus is that if you want to rotate the screen and do sort of floor workout, you can do that. And if you don't have the space on the floor to do the workout, it's almost pointless to buy the Bike Plus. And I would recommend to just go for the regular bike, which doesn't have that additional functionality and also that added cost. It's not as compact as you might think it is. It does honestly take space. It doesn't take tons and tons and tons of space, but it does take space, so you do need space. And I think if it was a little bit more compact, I think it would just slot into lives better and spaces better. Personally for me, I've just slotted it into my sort of home office between like my wardrobes and sort of gym space that I've curated and curated, and I've put it opposite my wardrobe mirror, so then I can look into my mirrors when I'm working out, which I think is great. So yeah, it does take space, and that's something to account for. You have the mat space, but in fact you need space to get onto the bike, you need space to get off, you need space if you're going to rotate the screen to actually do your workout. So although the footprint might be 120 by 60 centimeters, is actually, you do need a bit more space. And also space to to put your shoes like on the side of the bike and things like that, and accessories for working out. So just bear that in mind. Would I recommend it? Yes. Is it expensive? Yes. Is it worth it though? Yes. I hope that kind of answers some of the basic questions that you might have had on the bike. If you do have any specific questions, please leave them in the comments and I will get back to you soon. I know I've just touched the sort of tip of the iceberg here with this quick sort of review video, but happy to answer more questions in the comments if you do have any specific questions, because as I said, it is a huge investment, and you need to be fully informed before you kind of make this purchase. I think that is it from me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye everyone.